You are listening to And Shit with Quincy Lanier and
Moniece Mitchell-Sims.
Two best friends talking about whatever. What up, moaning, moaning,
Hey, yellow boy.
Hey.
Hey, yellow boy.
Hey.
Hey, yellow boy. Woo, woo. Hey, yellow boy.
Say what? Say what? Oh, good Lord Jesus. How you doing, Monie Noni?
I's good. I's good. I just, I visited Vegas, the place I hate the most.
Wait a minute. Why do you hate Vegas the most?
Vegas is just Sodom and Gomorrah meets Disney World meets Times Square. It's just too much. It's overload. There's people everywhere. The casino smell disgusting.
Sounds like somebody's heaven.
Yeah, I mean, for people who like that stuff, but for me, I don't, but I keep returning because Gina asked me to come, so.
She had another conference in Vegas?
No, actually, her trainer is a friend of hers, and she was competing in a bodybuilding competition.
Oh,
so,
cool.
Of course, I couldn't turn that down. The opportunity to see a real-life bodybuilding competition?
Yeah, there are some things in life that I've never seen, and that's one of them.
Right. That's exactly why.
Not necessarily on my bucket list, but...
It wasn't on my bucket list, but as a writer, I mean, come on. You cannot pass up experiences like that. And if I
know, yeah. I think I would have said yes, too, just because it's such a...
Something weird, right? Something so out of the norm, at least for me.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's exactly why I said it. That's exactly why I said it. And so it definitely delivered on all fronts. Just the people there. It's a whole nother world. It's like if I went to like a sci-fi convention or something like that. Like everybody has their own tribe, basically.
Right.
And this is a tribe that I had no idea existed and what they do there. And I've just seen it on movies and TV shows. But some of the women on that stage, they had an unfair advantage. Let me just put it that way.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it was like, oh my God, what is that? Like it's like, what was that character on A Living Color?
Vera.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. And everybody
Vera the Warrior Princess.
And everybody's bronze, like George Hamilton orange.
I know. They look like copper.
Yeah, it was very disturbing. And they're standing up there and they're doing these poses. And then I guess there's two competitions. So Gina's friend Leah, she was in the fitness section, and then there's bodybuilding. Where in the fitness section, the women wear heels. They're wearing heels and these tiny little bathing suits, and they're bulging out everywhere with these muscles.
They look like men in heels and Speedo.
Yes, it was very, and so I'm sitting there like, wow. And I was trying to understand, like, why make the women, when they look like this, put on heels? Like, that makes it even stranger looking to me, right? That they have to walk around these heels and be feminine, but they're bulging out.
It's such a weird dichotomy. It's just like we're masculine, but we're embracing our femininity, even though our breasts have completely shriveled up into giant pecs.
Yes.
And our hips and butts have shriveled into nothing but pure lean muscle.
Yeah,
we look like He-Man.
Yeah.
Our bone structures and faces and everything are completely masculine, but I'm going to put on a two-piece and some pumps.
And you could tell who was on steroids and who wasn't. Like Leah she has some fat, right? She still had hips and things. You could tell, like, okay, she works out and she's fit, but she's still soft. The other women, you're like, okay, you have no water in your body. It's just not normal that you look like this, like the muscles are that tight and strong and glistening. And then they're smiling, these faces that they make when they smile and they pose. It's like scary as hell and funny at the same time. So I was really having a hard time not laughing out loud. And then
see, I couldn't have been there.
No, you would have been a mess.
We would have been kicked out.
these people, man, they are just gung ho about it. And then they're all, all on steroids. So everybody's all aggressive. So it was just fun for me to be there because I got to see that up close. Now the men competition was better. There was one brother there who, oh my God, he was so beautiful, this man was. And he was not overly big and bulging. He was just really fit, and all of his muscles were like, you first of all would have lost your damn mind. I'm just telling you that right there.
I know.
This dude was so beautiful, and I could tell that it wasn't over the top, because when we saw him afterwards outside, he was in regular clothes. You couldn't really tell that he was, bulging like that. So that's why,
right.
Okay, this is normal. He is still safe. But there were some other dudes on there. I don't get the muscles in the neck when they had those muscles.
I don't either. You look like a tree stump.
I mean, how do you even get muscles in your neck? I don't know how you do that. Some of these muscle placements were very upsetting to me. And then when the men would do their poses, and they'd be shaking their muscles because they would kind of constrict their muscles so tough. They're shaking. This one dude was shaking so uncontrollably. I was like, somebody please give the man some water. He's going to fall out on stage.
Yeah, it is a very alien world. On the far ends of it, the extreme versions of it.
Yeah. And then they have, they have the vendors outside, and everybody's selling protein shakes and all this type of stuff, and people are walking around with their arms, swinging their arms and stuff. CrossFit. Yeah, it was. So as a writer, I thanked her profusely for the experience. So even though I can't stay in Vegas, I really enjoyed the experience with the bodybuilding competition. And then we went to Fremont. Have you been to downtown Vegas? Fremont, something or another. Anyway, it's like an indoor strip mall.
No.
Okay, well, it's like Universal Studios meets Venice Beach, and they have all these. Yeah, it's great. They have all these performance artists there, and all the freaks come out at night, even though it was daytime. It was crazy. They had, dominatrix was spanking somebody, for some money. There was a couple of dudes walking around in bikinis and their asses out.
In the indoor mall?
Yeah, well, it's not an indoor mall. It's just outside. It's just covered. It's covered.
Oh, okay.
So it's like they took the section of downtown Vegas where all the old casinos were, and they put a covering over it so you can just walk through, and there's like zip lining through it and everything. It's really interesting. It's really interesting. The performance artists in Vegas are working hard for their money. They are working hard.
That's where you go as a performance artist.
Well, I thought it was Venice Beach, though.
Call girl or call boy.
I thought LA had that on lock.
The people who perform in Venice are mostly homeless. Shit. So take that talent and go to a place where there's affordable living. And you can make some cash, So I think the smarter performance artists probably all moved to Vegas. They probably got 5-bedroom houses. And all they got to do is go to a covered strip and spank somebody.
Yeah, or walk around butt naked. I mean, this dude had to be like 250 pounds, and he was wearing a string bikini and his ass out, and people were taking pictures with him. I was like, what is happening? I mean, so that was fun. And then you had people there was this one dude playing a cello. He just playing a cello, and he was amazing.
And that's it. He was just playing the cello.
That's all he was
doing. Not like the cello with his toes or one butt cheek. No. It was just a straight cello. Okay.
He was just playing a cello. He was competing with.
How reductive.
But he was so good, though. And it just made me start thinking about those people. I can't help it. I'm walking around and I'm thinking, well, what made you decide, where'd you come from, first of all? And then what made you decide to be 250 pounds in a bikini with your ass out and think, I think I can make some money that way? How do you get to that decision in your head?
It probably is just a holdover from old freak shows from back in the day.
Oh, yeah. I guess so. The freaks have to go somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like that culture has never actually disappeared. It's just we don't really do freak shows anymore. Now you can just be a freak.
Right.
Just be a freak, and somebody might pay you a couple of dollars to take a Snapchat with them.
Yeah, I guess.
I need to figure out what my freaky deaky thing is. 'Cause I need a couple of dollars right about now. I'm trying to think.
I think your freaky thinking thing is to talk in different accents to people dirty. Like they say.
That's phone sex.
Well, no, but you do it in person. So you can do it in person. I mean, you can be girl 6 too if you want. I don't know. But I think that would work. And then you have costume changes.
Okay. We got to work on this.
We'll work on it.
I think there's something there.
Yeah,
we haven't
exactly.
quite honed in on what that is just yet. Maybe I should just go and be like a Freddie Mercury impersonator everywhere.
I know, because you nailed that damn Freddie Mercury. Jesus.
Everybody keeps saying that. They were like, oh my gosh, you were even holding your mouth like him. You look just like Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, you really did nail that. You nailed that.
So yeah, maybe that's my thing. Maybe I'll go stand in front of his movie's out right now, the biopic. I could go with Hollywood and Highland.
You could.
And be Freddie Mercury.
People take pictures with you, for sure.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Oh, see, there's my rent money. Mm-hmm. There's my holiday money right there. Oh, what else is new? What else is new in life?
Oh, okay. Wait, I can talk more about my Vegas trip. So I saw the Michael Jackson 1 thing. It was an extravaganza. I mean, and it might be too much for you because you have ADD, because there was so much going on. I've never been to a Cirque du Soleil show.
Oh, I love Cirque du Soleil shows, and that's probably because I have ADD.
Oh, well, then this would have been perfect for you. Because
I don't have seizures. I have ADD. It's different.
So Cirque du Soleil, I thought that the entire show, the spectacularness of it, if that's a word, was good, because there was a lot going on.
Spectacular.
There was so much going on. People flipping everywhere, so your head is constantly moving back and forth. And the music, they didn't play his biggest hits though, because this show really didn't have a lot of number one hits. It had a lot of B-sides, and because I'm a Michael fan, I knew the songs, but I didn't really see the overall story connecting everything. Didn't really mesh for me. But that's probably because I'm a storyteller, so I was trying to find a way to connect all the different segments, and they had the holographic Michael Jackson. He was there.
He was a part of the show?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
He sang Man in the Mirror. And
Oh,
that
nice.
part, that part I got a little emotional on, because it was actually him. I think that was probably why I wasn't emotional, is because so much of it wasn't him. It was the Cirque du Soleil
performance.
flippers.
Yeah, I mean the performance. It was just...
Yeah, the performers.
See, that's what I love about Vegas is the shows. I like to go for the shows. I don't gamble. I go for the water fountain lights. I go for like the amusement of it.
Okay.
I don't like gambling. I don't like being in smoky clubs. I don't like, wherever there's smoke, I don't want to be there. But I love the live shows.
Yeah.
So, and I like the cheap eats.
You gotta be careful though.
Yeah, you do. You do.
What shows have you seen in Vegas?
We saw Zumanity.
Okay.
We saw one of those old classic Vegas shows that was just full of feathers and plumes. Like, I saw Blue Man Group. I saw the Blue Man Group in Vegas. That was like an amazing experience. I saw Toni Braxton perform in Las Vegas. She did a Millionaires Ball. I don't know why the hell I was there. But, just to let you know, I didn't have a seat. I was standing in the back of the room. So if that gives you any indication that I shouldn't have been there, yes. I was not one of the seated millionaires, but I was there.
You were in the room.
And she did nothing but go. I was like, girl.
Open your mouth.
Exactly. Will you enunciate, please? Enunciate. I don't know what. I was like, what the hell? I saw Janet Jackson Velvet Rope Tour in Vegas at the MGM Grand.
That sounds like a good show.
Can't remember everything we've seen in Vegas.
Well, you've seen a lot of things in Vegas. I just saw the Michael Jackson show. Oh, okay. Well, I wish I could see like one of like Wayne Newton still performing. I would love to see Wayne Newton just because he's so old school. And Barry Manilow, I bet you that's a good show.
Monie, I don't think Barry Manilow is going to be a good show. No.
Yeah, he's doing the holographics.
It's a Barry Manilow hologram?
Yeah, the hologram for holographics. Why you hating on Barry Manilow?
Girl, I don't listen to no damn Barry Manilow.
Barry Manilow had the hits, though. I mean, I'm sure that he was on a great
what
show.
are his hits? I don't even know.
Oh my God,
his
he's
hits.
had so many I can't think of them right now.
Please don't.
And for a second, I was like, wait a minute. Barry Manilow ain't dead. He's still alive. He can still...
I'm like, why he doing holograms? Because he wants to be forever young.
No, I just thought, you know how you forget sometimes if people died or not, right?
They become so old, you're like, did they die?
Right.
Yeah,
like
they
Barry
ain't dead.
Manilow was one of them, you know, like, is he still with us? Or Wayne Newton, you forget about them. Or you even mentioned, like, in our previous conversation, you mentioned Johnny Mathis, but he's still alive, right?
Yeah,
you can
he's still alive.
I still, I got emails talking about his albums coming out. I don't know why. I'm on some list that lets me know.
You're on Johnny Mathis's mailing list.
I don't know why. I don't know. Google is a trip. I must have said something nice about Johnny Mathis, and now I get emails whenever Johnny puts out a new single. I don't know why. But
I get misty.
Johnny.
Look.
Johnny he owns his masters. I mean, he really, but I mean, his career is like 70 years long or something.
Yeah,
right?
And then he decided to be 100 and come out. He
did the same thing as Barry Manilow. Like Barry came out, we're like, really?
Old Queen's been in the closet. They've been holding the crypt keepers.
They should have just done like Elton John and just like stop playing. Everybody knows.
Exactly.
Everybody's gay.
My grandmother was crazy about Johnny Mathis. So she'd have all these Johnny Mathis albums, and he was so handsome when he was young. And so, of course, the covers had all of these beautiful photographs of Johnny Mathis. And I was just this little gay kid just pawning over this man on these album covers with this dewy, buttery hair. Big old waves. And I was like, he's so handsome. And then Grandma be, in the corner dancing. Look at me. I'm as helpless as a kitten in a tree.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So I have a soft spot for Johnny Mathis.
I can tell.
I get misty. Just holding your hand.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, next time I get an email from him, I'm going to send it to you.
Please. I don't know if the experience will necessarily be the same seeing him now, unless it's a hologram.
Johnny is still putting out records, okay?
Send me the Johnny Mathis hologram concert, and I'm there.
He's still performing.
I know, but I don't want to destroy the fantasy. It's not going to be the same in person.
Well, speaking of fantasies, let's talk about other black gay men performers that everybody's like, duh. First of all, I remember Teddy Pendergrass. You remember with Teddy Pendergrass? I mean, he didn't necessarily come out, but the car accident.
He got outed from the car accident.
The car accident, yeah. But I remember looking at him perform, and I'm like, how did no one see this? How did you not see that this is a gay man perforing? It's just
can't
obvious.
Get enough of your love, baby.
You got what
I need.
Come here, woman. I mean, he was so aggressive. It was so Teddy Pendergrass, and then of course no one wants to talk about Luther Vandross, but everybody knew.
I know Luther was the big old girl.
Yes.
Big old girl. What we say, that was a girl from way back. That was a diva.
Yeah, Luther was like so, and there are people to this day that still argue that up and down. I'm just like, come on now.
That's what we were talking about. A particular person whose name I shall not speak of. Somebody asked if they were gay or not, and it's like, from what I understand, they are. but their success was built off of a certain community of Christian people of color.
Oh.
And
Wonder who you're
as
talking
long
about.
as they, it's quite a few of them.
I wonder who
Quite
you're speaking of.
Quite a few of them, as a matter of fact. So, hey, one size fits all in this category. Where, their success, their wealth, their fame is based in, the Christian community of African Americans. And it's not like it's not obvious
Right.
that they are.
Right.
But because they won't claim it, they won't profess it, it's okay. It's out of sight, out of mind. Just don't say it.
Oh, like the choir director at church.
Exactly. He ain't even wiped off the mascara from the drag show the night before.
But as long as you don't talk about it.
Exactly. Like, come on now. He still got a fake eyelash on. Because he hung over in the choir, but he's singing. He's singing his ass off. And as long as he don't say it.
Yep. And don't bring his boyfriend to church. Although his boyfriend is probably in the pulpit, but that's a whole nother conversation.
His boyfriend is the assistant pastor.
Oh my goodness.
Just don't say it.
Yeah,
Just don't say it.
Yeah, black folks are still hung up on that stuff. I mean, there's a
I know.
number of
So when you
people-
talk about Luther because he never said it, it don't matter.
It was all good, but it was so obvious.
It's like, come on now.
Come on, Lulu. Come on.
Lou Bertha. Come on, Lou Bertha. No, it's a really funny phenomenon that the moment somebody says it, then all of a sudden things change. It's like, you knew I was gay. You've always known I was gay. You've avoided even talking about it. By the moment that I profess it, it suddenly becomes a problem. Like, suddenly I just morphed. I just changed. I was sucking dick before I said anything. I'm still sucking dick now. It hasn't changed.
No, it hasn't changed for women either.
Exactly.
She was still carpet munching before that.
Exactly. No.
She said it, or she showed up with her girlfriend, and then now it's a problem.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just like,
Because I think it's almost like this subconscious hope, this holdout that, maybe, just maybe you can be changed. You can change. Like I might just walk through the door with a girlfriend one day. Why? Because I never said I was gay. And then they'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. Hurry up, get married, have babies.
well, see, that's the thing, though. You don't have to get married to have babies.
No, you don't.
And I think if we got past all of that, like, if he's like, well, somebody's pregnant by me. Oh, and this is my boyfriend. I mean, you think grandmamas would accept that if he can produce a child, but then still have a boyfriend?
Because that's where their logic doesn't make sense. It's because it's an abomination to be homosexual because you are denying what you were put on this planet to do. What God made man and woman to do was to procreate, and you're not procreating. Therefore, it's an abomination because two men can't have a baby, but I can still have a baby. It just might not be with my man. Right. Exactly. And then the other end of the coin is, what about people who are straight who choose not to have babies, or people who are straight who just can't have babies? They got low sperm count, or they can't carry. They can't, they can't conceive. So are they abominations too? So I am a gay man, and I have some transgender friends who are female to male transgender, who are incredibly good-looking men. I mean, just gorgeous, like jaw-dropping. That I find myself attracted to them because I'm attracted to men, right? And everything about them gives my body the same sensation that men give. It's like, what if, of course, they're not trying to date me because they like women. Right, and I'm still not a woman, so it doesn't matter. But if they were to, and I came home with me, a man, with this man, suddenly because they were born female, with that, like, does that count?
Yeah, it does, because you can have a child with him.
It's like, so now you approve, even though we're still walking down the street holding hands, and we both look like two dudes?
if you can produce a child. I mean, I saw something or read it somewhere where that's exactly what happened. And he decided to have a child. He decided to have a child.
Yeah,
So,
I saw that guy on the news some years back. I think he was like mixed Asian or something.
Or something like that, but he still had all the inner workings of a woman. So he was like, okay, well,
yeah, he hadn't had a body surgery.
So he decided now he's a pregnant man, and so I mean, okay, he's fulfilling his duty. That should not be called an abomination. I mean, technically, if it's
just the technicality.
If it's just a technicality,
then all we need to do is make a baby, right? And then we're good.
That's all you need to do. You're supposed to replace yourself by 2, right? That's what you're
by
supposed
2. What now? There's a freaking
there's a
minimum.
You're supposed to right? Yes, I
there's a biblical minimum.
There is a biblical minimum. There's a biblical minimum. You're supposed to replace yourself by 2.
That's a tongue twister. Say it again, Monie.
Yes. No, shut up. You're supposed to replace yourself by 2. So I'm technically supposed to have a child that replaces me, and then an extra one, just in case something goes wrong.
A backup child in case the other one dies.
Yes, basically.
They were like, Cain killed Abel, so now you got to have 2 kids because at least one of them needs to live.
Right, because you never know.
That's a shame. How would that child feel? How would that second child feel to know that they are just the backup? You're just the in case of an emergency child.
I think you just explain all middle kids. I think all middle kids feel that way. Everybody knows it's the firstborn that matters. That's the only one that really matters. Everybody else is just extra. Just
I was only brought here just in case my older brother died. That's me, honestly. I am the replacement child.
Well, I'm so sorry for you. I was the firstborn, so
my mom's firstborn literally passed away.
Okay, well,
when he was 1, and she was pregnant with me when he passed away. Okay. So I was the backup, I guess.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah,
you served your purpose.
Are we really gonna phrase second children the backup kids?
Only if the firstborn passes away.
Right.
That's only time I'll say it. But now that I'm thinking about it, you might be right. I think all second kids are
backup kids. Children. So that's what I think we should call all middle kids, all second kids.
Yeah.
You ain't nothing but a backup child anyway. You ain't loved. You ain't nothing but a backup child.
Gina was only born to keep me company. I mean, that's just the truth.
No, Monie, she was born to replace you if things went wrong.
Well, that too.
She ended up being your companion.
She served a dual purpose. Because my mother was ready to kill me, and she said, "They give this child somebody to play with, or I might kill her, and I need another child in case."
That is so jacked up. This is.
What is true?
Oh my gosh!
I'm sorry. The second child gets less pictures taken. It's a scientific fact. There are less pictures taken of the second born child.
Oh no.
I mean, y'all get
Jan was
children.
A second child. All they got was hand-me-downs.
Yeah, see, they get the hand-me-downs.
All that is what was left. You know that song?
No.
By Bilal? Second child.
I was going to say firstborn second, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's exactly what you were. Sorry.
Now I'm going to call my mom and cuss her out. You know I was nothing but a backup child. Did you know that? How's that supposed to make me feel?
I knew it, baby. I knew
it. Oh, gosh.
Well, would you rather be a love child or a backup child?
Let me think. Love child. Love child.
Never meant to be.
Love child.
A product of you and me.
Probably be cooler to be a love child.
I disagree. I am a love child, and that's the only reason my parents got married. I was at the wedding. That's why they got married.
Oh, you were the shotgun child.
I was in the belly. I had the best seat in the house.
Oh.
And I remember when I found this out because I was I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 or whatever, and I was looking at the photo albums of my mother's wedding pictures. And I was like, oh, look at that. And she was telling me all the story about the little girl that was named Monique. She named me after her little flower girl was named Monique, and she didn't like the way it was spelled, so she named me Moniece. And so I'm looking at the pictures, and I looked at the date, and I was like, huh. And then I said, well, I was like, wait a minute, because they got married, let me see, 6 months before I was born. Right? So she was 4 months pregnant when they got married. I mean, that's wrong. My math was wrong. 5 months pregnant. So
that's not your strongest point.
Whatever. Anyway, so I asked her. I was like, Ma. So I was born in October, and y'all got married in whatever month that is. She said, I said, so was I the reason why y'all got married? Of course.
just outright yes.
I was like, oh.
It was your damn fault.
Exactly. That's basically what she was saying.
Well, I mean, I still think that's better than being a child that should have never been at all.
Oh, well, I don't know if never been at all is the right way to say it.
No, there's the mistake child.
But no, backup children aren't mistake children.
No, I said there's also the mistake child. That's a whole nother child category.
That's the mistake child usually comes like after the parents are done,
or the mistake child is just a one night stand, or you were the accident, and I didn't believe in abortion, or I waited too late to make a decision, and so I'm stuck with you. I'm stuck with you, child. That's that one. Oh, there's the love child, there's the backup child, and I'm stuck with your ass child.
Okay, and then there is the trying to save the marriage child.
Or the trap child.
Oh, the trap child. That one never works.
No. So how do you feel if you were a trap child? Like your mama only got pregnant because she was trying to trap me.
Say it again. So we got the love child.
So we got first child is backup child. Mm-hmm. Love child. Mm-hmm. Trap child. Stuck with your ass child. Yeah. The oops child.
Or AKA what the fuck child.
That about, accounts for all of humanity at this point. I think
accounts for all relationships.
I think we've covered, the way that all of us have, each and every one of us have come into this earth amongst these categories.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
So, okay. So, Monie.
Yes?
Since we ended our conversation with precious children, I would like to make a dedication to all the firstborns, the backup children, the love child, the oops, I'm stuck with your ass, and the trap babies. And the song is called Niño Precioso. Sing with me if you know the lyrics. Niño precioso, más que el armiño, risueño niño, Dios del amor. Duerme tranquilo, duerme entre tanto, elevan canto univo. Duerme chiquitito, que hoy hace frío. Niño precioso, más que el armiño, risueño niño, Dios del amor.
And shit. sure to listen next week to And Shit with Q and Monie.
You can follow Quincy Lanier on Instagram and Twitter at Q Lanier.
And you can follow Moniece at Moniece Mitchell Sims on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Be sure to subscribe to And Shit.